Good day. Welcome to King Williams Everything. Today we're going to look at Bleachbit, specifically on the Asus Tinkerboard, but this is pretty much for any Linux, and same goes for any Windows, so it's kind of the same interface for all of them, just some different features are going to be available. And if Hillary can do it, we can do it. We know she loves this product. Look, she's holding the sign there. She's advertising for it. So let's take a look at their website and get an idea what Bleachbit is. So you can see, if you go to bleachbit.org, it is Bleachbit. Clean your system and free disk space. That's what Hillary loves to do, especially if there used to be data on it she doesn't want recovered. But anyway, if we scroll down, you kind of see it gives you like a little preview, what it looks like. And pretty much, like I said, all the interfaces look the same. You have Windows, Linux, that kind of thing. They're pretty darn close. It's not fancy, but does the trick. And if we look at the features, we can kind of see delete private files. That's free of charge. It's free to share, but mainly shred files to hide their contents, that kind of thing. But it does a lot of other good stuff, like delete internet histories, Adobe Acrobat. Here you kind of scroll down, you kind of see what Adobe Reader, apt-get, Chrome, Yahoo Messenger, all those things. It'll go through and delete the crap and the temp files and stuff like that for those applications. And you see the advanced features, which I think is kind of interesting. Delete broken shortcuts on Linux, clear the memory and swap file on Linux, and clean apt for Debian, Ubuntu, and all the Debian variants. So that's kind of nice. So you have to use Synaptic and delete that stuff. And let's go to the download, and you'll kind of see, let's see, what's available for the BlackBerry, email servers, Linux, Mac, and Windows. We want the Linux one. Let's click on him. Download Bleachbit for Linux. And here you can kind of see a list of all the Linuxes that they have a package for. Mostly the Debian stuff, CentOS, Fedora, Mint, Red Hat, OpenSUSE, SUSE, and Ubuntu. So it's got the main players on there. And let's go to Mr. Tinkerboard and install it. So let's go to the Synaptic Package Manager. It's Preferences, Synaptic Package Manager, and it's thinking. There we go. And we'll do a search for Bleachbit. And it's looking and looking and looking, and it found it. Let's click on it. Let's delete unnecessary files from the system. Cookie shortcuts. Google Earth, Java, OpenOffice, on and on and on. Very nice. And free disk space to hide the previously deleted files. Hillary-ize it. Mark for install. And we'll say mark. And apply. And we can hit on the caret and see what's going to install and say apply. And it downloads it and installs. Sweet and easy. Come on, baby. Install. And looks like she's done. Maybe. There we go. Green is good. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to minimize this, and you'll see why. So I minimized it. Now let's run it. And it puts it under System Tools. There she is, Bleachbit, and Bleachbit is root. So you can run it as a normal user and put in your root password, or just run it as root. I'm logged in as root, so either way it's going to be that. And here you get some preferences on your first launch. You can do overwrite files to hide contents, clean. You can pick drives. You can sort out things. Say don't look at this folder, that kind of thing. So it gives you the option to do that before you do anything. And I'll just leave the defaults. And if you look at the left-hand pane, you can see what it's going to clean. And you get to pick. If you don't check anything, it's really not going to clean a whole lot. But on the left-hand side, you see you can apt. You can do clean the auto remove, that kind of thing. If you click the very top one, what it'll do, you see it highlighted all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. If you click on the very top one, it'll highlight all the ones underneath that heading. There's a deep scan, so if you want to clean up back files, temp files, I'll clean up the temp files, but leave them the thumbs. Cancel. You don't have to cancel for every check. And you can do Firefox, LibreOffice. And see Firefox, it kind of when you click on the heading, it kind of gives you a list on the right hand side of what each one's actually going to clean. LibreOffice system, so you can see the clipboard, free disk space, like recent documents, temporary files. There's another temp files, is another good one to check. And the trash. So those are kind of like the main ones, and you can add more stuff to it if you want to, but these are the ones come by default. Some you may not want to delete, like you might not want to delete your clipboard, or you might want not delete some other things. So we'll just say clean, and you can see it's going to fail here, and I'll show you why. So this app cannot be clean because it's currently running. So I left it open, so it knows that it's open. So we had to close apt-get or the Synaptic Manager. Now let's run it. Say clean, baby. Delete. And it'll give you like a little list of everything that went through and deleted, so I went through pretty quick. And you look at the very bottom, you can see disk space recovered, 500 meg. So that's what's nice about this. Something like the your Raspberry Pis and Tinkerboards. If you got small SD cards, you can see I recovered 500 meg. So if you got a small, say a 4 gig or an 8 gig card, you can free up a lot of free space. And so that's what's really nice about doing this. Even on Windows, I use this on Windows, and it does the same thing. And the more things you check, probably the more things that are clean, as long as you use them. So if you use Chromium a lot, all the history and stuff will be deleted out. So I'm just kind of clicking on some things here. Free disk space. That's what Hillary loves. So what that'll do, say I go through and I delete 4 gig of pictures, clean the free disk space, and then it'll get rid of all that, so it can't be recovered. Check that. There's the Chromiums. I want to check him. Mr. System. So let's run the free disk space, just for fun. You can see overwrite disk space to hide deleted files. Hillaryize it. And you can do this. It does take quite a while, depending on your hard drive. If you got a 500 gig hard drive, with a lot of space free, you're going to be there a long time. This is just, I think it's a 32 gig SD card. And you see the clock's already ticking up 15 minutes, so you probably don't want to watch it. Really, this is what you're going to see for however long it's going to take. So we're going to cancel this guy out. But that's basically what Hillary did right there. So you kind of get a good idea what it does. Also, let's take a look at you can see you can run it as root or just as a normal user. I'm already logged in as root, so it's going to be basically run as root regardless of whatever I select. So that's kind of basically the Bleachbit in a nutshell. Windows version, basically the same thing. I think it's a little prettier interface, but if you use one on one, you can use one on the other. Anyway, that's kind of what Hillary did. A good tool to have. I use it a lot. Like I said, if you want to free up a bunch of space, a good way to go. Hillary probably would endorse it if she could. Anyway, have a great day.